Okay, picture this. You step on the bathroom scale and your heart instantly drops into your stomach. Sound familiar? Welcome to this explainer where we're going to solve a massive overnight scale mystery using nothing but pure biology and hopefully end that unnecessary diet anxiety once and for all. Let's set the scene. You've been putting in the hard work, eating in a calorie deficit and successfully losing weight. You wake up on a Friday morning, step on the scale, and boom, 59.8 kilograms. You are feeling absolutely fantastic about your progress. So to kick off the weekend, you go out that evening and enjoy a totally normal, maybe slightly larger carb-rich dinner. We're talking a big, delicious bowl of warm pasta, some fresh bread, or maybe a hearty side of potatoes. Nothing crazy, just a really great meal. But then Saturday morning rolls around. You step back on that exact same scale, and wait, what? 60.7 kilograms? Literally overnight, the scale has shot up by almost a full kilo. Instantly, that awful sense of panic and failure just washes right over you. And your immediate, completely understandable reaction is, no way. Did that one pasta dinner just ruin my entire week of hard work? Did I really just pack on a kilo of solid fat overnight? It genuinely feels like everything you did right that week has been erased in one sitting. Well, take a deep breath, because the answer to that panic is a resounding not necessarily. In fact, it's way more complicated than that. And spoiler alert, it usually has absolutely zero to do with fat gain. Let's look under the hood at what's actually happening. First things first, we absolutely have to distinguish between scale weight and actual body fat. You see, a bathroom scale is really just a gravity measuring device. It measures everything inside you right at that very second. Your bones, your organs, your muscles, your fluids, and yep, even the undigested food sitting in your gut. Body fat, on the other hand, is purely adipose tissue. It's just stored energy. To figure out what happened after that pasta dinner, we need to talk about glycogen. Basically, glycogen is just how your body stores carbohydrates. When you eat carbs, your body processes them and packs them away into your liver and muscles to use later as quick, on-demand energy. Here is the step-by-step biological breakdown. Step 1, you eat those carbs. Step 2, your body digests them down into glucose. Step 3, it stores that glucose in your muscles as glycogen. But step 4, and this is the absolute kicker, your body has to pack those glycogen molecules away alongside water. You literally cannot store glycogen without holding on to water. And the math here is super fascinating. Science shows us there's roughly a 1-to-3 ratio. That means for every single gram of stored glycogen, your body binds it to about 3 grams of water. Now, considering the average human body holds around 600 grams of glycogen, refilling those fuel tanks pulls in a massive amount of temporary water weight. Think of it like a sponge. If you've been eating fewer carbs recently, your glycogen tanks are running low, which means you've also wrung out the attached water. Then you eat a huge pasta dinner and you rapidly refill those depleted tanks. The scale spikes, sure, but that weight? It's purely water and fuel rushing back into your muscles. Now look at what happens if we track this over a few days without changing a single thing. As you burn through that glycogen for energy, the associated water is naturally released, and that sudden weight spike just vanishes. By Tuesday, you're right back down to 59.8 kilos. That right there proves this wasn't newly formed body fat. To be fair, the scale didn't lie to you. Water actually has physical mass, so water weight is real body weight. But, and this is a huge but, we have to remember this weight is completely temporary. It is not the same thing as gaining actual body fat. Plus, beyond just the glycogen, a big restaurant meal brings a whole bunch of other heavy variables to the party. A large meal physically weighs something in your stomach. Then there's the sodium. Pizza and sauces cause massive temporary water retention. Eating a bit late, that food is literally still sitting in your digestive tract the next morning. Even a hard workout causes muscle inflammation that draws in fluid to repair micro tears. So how does real fat actually form? Since we know that terrifying overnight spike isn't fat, let's briefly look at the actual math behind true fat gain, because knowing the numbers is the absolute best way to conquer that scale anxiety. According to clinical evidence, to gain just 1 single pound of true body fat, you have to consume roughly 3,500 calories over and above what your body normally burns to maintain itself. Which means, to truly gain that 1 kilo of actual fat overnight, you would need to eat a physically implausible 7,700 excess calories in a single day. If your daily maintenance is 2,000 calories, you'd need to eat nearly 10,000 calories in a 24-hour window. Trust me, nobody is doing that by accident at a local Italian restaurant. Now, we definitely aren't saying carbs can never contribute to fat gain, but body fat only goes up if you consistently consume more energy than you use over a long period. It's all about your overall energy balance across weeks and months, not one single meal on a Friday night. Unfortunately, when people see that high number on Saturday morning, panic sets in. They make huge compensatory mistakes, eliminating carbs completely, skipping meals, drastically slashing calories, or punishing themselves with hours on the treadmill. That just creates a vicious cycle of completely unnecessary anxiety over totally normal biological fluctuations. So what should you do instead of panicking? Just go right back to your normal eating habits. Carbs aren't bad. Things like potatoes, rice, oats, and pasta can absolutely fit into a successful weight loss diet. Keep your intake reasonably consistent, prioritize protein and fiber, drink your water, and just move on with your day. Always, always remember this when you step on the scale. Water has weight, glycogen has weight, food has weight. The scale measures all of it indiscriminately. It has no idea you had a salty pasta dish late last night. It's literally just reporting the total mass of the human standing on top of it. By zooming out and looking at your weight trend over weeks and months, you completely remove the emotion from those daily ups and downs. One single weigh-in on a Saturday morning, that's just an isolated data point. The long-term trend line, that is the true story of your body composition. I want to leave you with this final thought. Calories and scale weights are just information, not guilt. Don't let a biological illusion derail your progress. The next time the scale jumps after a carb-heavy meal, take a deep breath, trust the science, and track the trend, not the panic. Because ultimately, the next time that number spikes on a Saturday morning, you have to ask yourself, are you actually measuring your fat loss progress, or are you just weighing your pasta?